Today's guest is Pratyasha Rana, a copywriter and stand-up comic who's cracked both campaign lines and comedy sets. Her work moves between insight and instinct, clarity and character. If you're trying to write better or think faster, or add some real voice to your work, this episode will give you 10 sharp, usable ways to do it. So I just want to know what copywriting for you is all about. What do you think is, and what do people often get wrong about it?
I think mostly people don't even know what copywriting is.
Right.
I think what people don't understand is it's not about writing alone. It's about creative thinking. It's about ideas.
Right.
Like there are advertising ideas
Right.
which have become successful businesses.
Right.
So it's finally a business of ideas. It's as simple as that, to be very honest. And just like a business, you have to think about human resource. You have to think about supply chain management. You have to think about the ground reality as much as you have to think about idea. You can't have like one lofty thing that I'll take AI, I'll take, holograms and I will create a billboard. No, this is India. You need to understand what is the cost implication, what is the weather implication, what is your client's budget, what is the final deliverable, and therefore, go back. So all of that together is, I think, copywriting.
You think AI is actually taking over talents like you, where you think the human touch is be missing?
I think for us, at least in India, we are dabbling very little in AI. We still look at it as something that helps us in cost cutting, something that's far more convenient.
Right.
We don't look at it as like a value asset.
Right.
Will there be a time that AI sort of surpasses that? Perhaps, but that's all dependent on us, that, how we equip ourselves and how we sort of, learn to use it in work better. So right now, I would still say that it's a little early in the relationship, at least in advertising, to say that, it'll completely take over.
So since you've done stand-up, you've done writing and more, what do you think copywriting is not for?
I think it's not for people who are negative. Being any kind of artist, it's 80% disappointment. Okay, it's like constantly getting rejected. So having that guts, having that gusto, both are important. If you feel disappointed after just one round of rejection or even 50 rounds of rejection, you're not going to be able to do this. Like I have had people tell me on my face, even till this point, that I'm not funny. When I'm on stage, I've heard men call out that how women don't have a sense of humor. And you just have to stand there and do it, You just have to prove everybody wrong. And sometimes you are wrong yourself, and that's also all right. But you have to come back.
Of course.
And that's the toughest thing, actually. If you can't come back, then you cannot be a creator.
What was that certain or a particular ad or something that was written that made you think that this is it? This is what is my motivation to write?
So I think for me, this answer has been clear for the last 2-3 years. I think a lot of people have been changing the answers, at least the people that I meet. For me, it's been Share the Load.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Okay, Share the Load just completed 10 years. It just won a Grand Prix at Cannes this year. I'll tell you why. I was at a PVR in Mumbai. Okay. And proper Gujarati crowd, family crowd. I don't remember which movie, but this was the time that we used to still go to cinema halls, okay? And Share the Load, the ad came on screen. And I heard a lady, she must be like in her 50s, telling her husband who's also in the 50s, giving him one pony like that and be like, Dekha. And she was saying in Gujarati, but I couldn't understand. Dekha, what they are saying, you should help me in the house. So I've started helping now. I'll do this also now, don't worry. The truth is that great work guarantees behavioral change.
Of course.
What Share the Load has done is, when you see advertising today, you don't see women in the kitchen alone.
Correct.
Like I recently wrote something for a major brand and they said, why is she doing everything in the kitchen? We can't show that. And that's great. Clients
Correct.
are scared to show traditional roles for women, and that's beautiful because they are so scared to do anything non-traditional. Like doing non-traditional roles has become the new tradition.
So coming to the quality check that you mentioned, so when it comes to your own writing, what are those 2 or 3 things that actually that wants you and keeps you tight, or you want to keep your content tight when it comes to the quality check?
So I think when you're writing anything, you need to, like one very easy thing, actually I learned it from somebody who acts as well as writes,
Right.
a very good actor. And I would see that he would write one line and then he would enact it like 3-4 times. And then he would rewrite it. Because he's an actor, when he writes, he keeps the actor in mind and writes. And his quality of writing goes up like so many notches. So that is one thing that I try to do. Like if I am writing something, I borrowed that technique from him where I try to like keep the actor in mind. And also like, because I have started dabbling in acting, like there are things that here he reacts with a smile. Now that script comes to me where someone has written here he reacts with a smile. And the director is expecting that in my test I'm going to give some variations of smile. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what does this even mean? So that is showing me the flaw in our writing. You know, writers are thinking in one lens and actors come in with a completely different lens.
Of course.
And as copywriters, we are actually never exposed to that.
Correct.
So the fact that I've started acting has started, you know, raising these questions in my head. And now I can see how effective that technique is.
Right.
The other most important thing is having like a, you know, like a panel of people that you really trust on.
Yeah.
So if I'm writing something actually which is very, very important, then I have some friends who I know, who I can vouch for are better writers or thinkers than I am. So I turn to them and I tell them that be as critical as possible.
Right.
And they just don't reply and I understand, okay, मेरे को एक और draft लिखना है.
Right. So when you're actually at a phase where you're hiring and you've got like a profile in front of you, what is that you look for in a particular person that you're actually wanting in your team? What is that thing that you look for?
I try to interview as many people as possible, not filter just by folio, because a lot of times a folio might look weak, but when the person comes for an interview, they are so passionate and they are so willing to like give their 100%. The regular advertising work that we do is ye kharido, wo becho, buy now, those kind of lines, and basis that nobody can judge you.
Of course. So since you've been doing this for years, you know, situations where a client comes and tells you maza nahi aaya, but you're proud of your work, but it just says maza nahi aaya. How do you deal with that? How does that come for you?
For a very long time, I'll be very, very honest, I used to get really frustrated and I didn't know how to handle this. But I learned two very important things from my previous boss. Listening. Like I know so many people tell you listening, but listening makes a big difference. Okay, you really have to keep asking them the same question again and again. What that happens is they get so, you know, like cornered that they end up using more words,
right,
where they end up expressing what they're actually saying. And you have to really listen to what they are wanting to say.
Correct.
Right? And that is very tough. Another thing that I borrowed from a CEO from one of my companies that I work with is make your own notes.
Right.
Your strat will come out of your minutes of the meeting. It's so surprising, but it will. You'll see a pattern from what they are saying. Just write your own notes. Don't depend on somebody else in the meeting. Take a notebook, take a pen and write.
Right.
That makes a huge difference. And the last thing, and this is really the golden rule for comedy or advertising or anywhere else, if people like you, they like your ideas.
Yeah. You have to sell yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of that.
Like if I go to a room and I tell my servicing person that please tell the client that I'm a stand-up comedian.
Correct.
So what that gives me is, it gives me leeway. Because they say, अरे ये तो ऐसे ही बात करती है, stand-up comedian तो ऐसे ही होते हैं. So they let me get away with a lot of things. So I crack a lot of jokes, I get friendly, and then I go and sell them like one very boring script also, that's fine. They wanted a boring script, I've given them a boring script. But they love me.
Correct.
When they love me, the director I bring, they will listen. The cinematographer I suggest, they will get that guy. The edit changes I suggest, they will do those, you know. So it's very, very important that your client likes you.
It's also about trust, right? They trust you as much as they like you.
Yeah.
So in my opinion.
100%. I think for creative people, we want to be a little more popular than trusted. The trust part comes to the business. So that part we are okay with. Right. And I think also the teamwork comes into play when there are power dynamics. A lot of times, junior clients might be far more insightful and sharp, but they cannot really open up and speak because they don't want to, you know, sort of, in India, ego is the ecosystem.
Of course.
So you have to let, you know, your senior's opinion become your opinion because you're worried about your EMI, blah, 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 blah. So how do I, you know, sort of, that's why you need a strong team to manage the power dynamics and to help you filter out what you have to listen to.
Correct.
So that's why it's teamwork. You know, I for a long time used to think that, okay, now this is my job. But moving to another agency gave me such a strong account management team that they would back me up.
Correct.
And they would listen into things with me, and they would tell me, you know what, you need to listen to this client. Okay, fine. Let me give you more time with this client, and let's talk to this client more together.
Right.
And then figure out, okay, this is the thing that they want to say. You know, if you put the whole blame on account management and you say that, oh, you guys came with the wrong feedback, that's not you cannot do
Correct.
that. You know, you have to have a discussion, and both of you have to come to a consensus. Again, these are learnings that बहुत गिर के ही समझ आता है.
So coming to the last leg of our podcast, which is the rapid fire. You know, you keep your answers very short but crisp and nice.
Yeah.
So campaign line that made you jealous in a good way.
I would still have to say share the load.
Share the load.
Yeah.
Why did it make you jealous?
I think because it captures such a strong insight in such short, in such a short sentence, and also the fact that everybody gets it.
One thing juniors should stop doing in their copy.
Stop using American English. Like stop writing PPL for people. Write UR for your. Just write write like the entire spelling.
Understood.
And know your spellings.
Okay.
Also write on paper.
All right. Okay.
I could go on.
So one pop culture trend brand should leave alone.
Stop using Yashraj Mukhate. Just don't put him on any PPT anymore.
Okay. This is Give Me 10, and here we have Pratyasha with us. If you want to learn more about writing, this is the episode for you. And if you think this has given you any insights, please like, subscribe, and share.